Okay, in the next few minutes, I want to share with you about Zoom meetings and how to set up for them the best possible way. I've got some notes I jotted down here on the computer, my computer screen, so I'll be looking over there here and there. So this isn't the most professional and slick production, but it'll work to get the point across. First thing I want to say about Zoom is this is the absolute simplest way to do a video recording and interview. There's really not a lot to it. And I will send you a link, and you'll just click on that link and enter the Zoom room, and we can be in touch by phone if there's any complications or problems. So for those of you that want simplicity, this is the simplest. It's not really the best, but it's not bad. And a lot of it's going to depend on your internet connection. Zoom is recording based on the internet. And so your interview, your recording, your video, your audio is all going to the internet. So is mine. Zoom is taking those two and stitching them together. It may not look like it because you're just going to see maybe a picture of yourself or of me. But when I'm talking, Zoom will record me. When you're talking, Zoom will record you. It's just that simple. You don't have to do anything. So, very simple. And the main thing is you want to have a Zoom app on your phone if you're going to use your phone. Now, you don't have to use your phone. You can use a computer and a webcam, like this thing right here. This is a webcam, and you can hook it into your computer by USB. And this is maybe better, maybe not as good, depending on what kind of phone you have. If you have an iPhone, one of the more late iPhones, or a really good Android phone, your phone is probably going to be actually better than than most anyway of these webcams. But if you've got an older phone, one that's not too expensive and too much of a late model, then your phone, rather the webcam may do better. All right, so let's see what we got here. It's simple. One thing you would be ideal. Again, there's a lot of stuff doesn't have to be ideal. I mean, your message is ideal. Your testimony, your story is what's ideal. And if we can get it across without people looking and saying, oh, that audio is terrible, or that lighting is horrible, if we can just get reasonably good audio and video, people are going to get the message, and it's going to be powerful. So it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. So don't expect perfection, but you want to do as good as you can. So one rule is you want to get your phone as close to eye level as you can. That if you're looking way down at it, or if you've got it way up high, it just looks kind of weird. So the ideal thing would be to get it as close as you can. Now that may mean you need to stack up a bunch of books if you're just going to use your phone. Or if you're going to use one of these, you can actually put it in front of your computer, or just put it on a desk. And this thing, I could actually stretch it up, stretch out the legs more. So that could work here, and then just hook it up to my computer. With the phone, again, the simplest method is to just position it. You're going to position it where you can see yourself, and then you're going to record. So you can just put up a couple of books. Now, this isn't going to be eye level by any means. Now, if I wanted to really show you the ideal eye level, I'd have to stack up about 3 more books to get it up higher. Eye level is best, but if you can't, that's all right. If you say, I don't have any big books, Dennis, that's okay. You can just look down at it if you need to. So you can position it by turning your phone on and just checking out what it shows you. You may have to hit the button. It goes from the front lens to the back to the front rather, and you're going to look at it. You're going to look at yourself. So the phone positioning is not the most important thing, but ideally it will be close to eye level. Now it's easier if you've got a phone tripod. Now this is a tripod that can be used with this webcam, but I can also use it with a phone, and you can get a phone tripod for about $10 to $13, the cheaper ones. Now, you can spend more money, but since you're probably not going to be doing this that much, why would you want to spend a lot of money on it? And a $10 to $12 tripod from Amazon can do the job. So by hooking this, now, if you order a phone tripod, you'll get the tripod plus you'll get the phone holder. So you're just going to put your phone in there. We'll tighten this down. And the ideal thing is to have your phone in a horizontal position, because YouTube uses a horizontal screen. And if you don't have your phone horizontally, you just got it straight up and down, it doesn't look as good. Now, again, this is ideal. I've had people that hold it in their hands. I don't recommend that, but the last guy I interviewed, guy from Pakistan, he did a great job holding it in his hand. He held it in his hand the whole time. It was straight up and down, not ideal, but it wasn't bad and it didn't shake much. So there's all kinds of ways you can do this. But probably one of the best is to get a phone tripod if you can. And spend $10 or $12. If you're a Prime member, you can get it in a couple of days. If not, you may need to spend a few more days waiting for it. And then you're good to go. Now, if you're using a webcam, again, you can hook the webcam up to a tripod, run the USB cord in there, and you're good to go. All right, what else? Oh, well, just once again, with the books, just position it. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind, and it's really there's two big rules that I don't want you to break. There's a lot of stuff that's discretionary. Do it if you can. Ideal if you can. If you can't, no big deal. But there's two rules I do not want you to break. Please don't break these two rules. Rule number one, don't sit with a window at your back. It's going to mess up the lighting terribly. Your face is going to be dark. It's just not going to be good. I've seen this happen on interviews on the internet, and sometimes by people that are pretty smart. And I'm thinking, why? Why would you sit with a window at your back and mess up the lighting like that? So rule number one, don't sit with a window at your back. Rule number two, you want to keep your mic that's going to be recording your voice close. You do not want that mic halfway across the room. For every foot the mic gets further from you, the audio degrades and becomes worse and worse and worse. So here's my Dennis Pollock rule for good audio. You stretch out your hand and you do not let that camera that's recording you get as far as your fingertips. Get it in a little bit closer. Now, what that means is when you record yourself, you're not going to have a full body shot or even a half body shot, even what this is. It's probably going to show you from about mid-torso up to your head. That is perfect. We don't need to see your knees or your feet or your legs or even your belt line. So we want that camera close because that's going to provide the best audio. One other simple rule is if you've got some kind of a device that's making noise in your room, then go to a different room or turn off that device. One guy recorded in the summer with his window AC going, and it was terrible audio. So anyway, those two things. Keep your, if your mic, or excuse me, if your phone is shorter than your fingers, like about halfway to your hand or maybe to your wrist, somewhere there, you're good. If it's beyond your fingertips, your audio is going to be poor. And you don't need to go out and buy an expensive mic, but you do need to keep that phone that you're going to be recording yourself with close. If you do use a mic, and most of you don't need to, but if you do, make sure that when you join the Zoom meeting, you test your audio and you pick out the right mic. Otherwise, Zoom may pick out a different mic. Like if your computer has a mic and then you've got a mic plugged in, then Zoom has two choices and it may pick out the wrong one. So you need to go to the audio settings and test your audio and make sure Zoom is using the audio that comes from the mic you want to use. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You can buy a lavalier mic for about $20, but it's not really necessary. Just keep that camera close. Don't try to get a full body shot. You'll be good. All right, what else? Oh, you'll need to download the Zoom app to your phone if you don't have it already. And it's a free app. You don't have to worry about it. they'll try to get you to pay and subscribe and pay a monthly fee, but you don't have to. So you just get the basic free Zoom app and you'll be good. And they'll warn you, well, if you don't get the full app, you'll be limited as to how much time you can talk. Well, that's true if you start the meeting, but I'll be starting the meeting and I've got the paid app, so we can talk for 3 or 4 hours if we want to, which we won't, but we could. All right. So, yeah, and with the Zoom app and the way we do it, since I'll be calling you and I'll put the link, I'll send the link by email and you'll click on it and you'll join my meeting. It's going to be recording the whole process. Like I said, when you're talking, it'll record you. When I'm talking, it will record me. And so that's one reason why I won't be interrupting you much when you're talking. You may be going for 5 minutes at a time and I'll just be silent. Because if even I say, yeah, that's great, or if I laugh, Zoom may start recording me, which isn't terrible, but I try not to say too much while you're talking. So don't think I'm bored or I'm falling asleep or I don't like what you're saying. I'm just trying to be quiet and let Zoom record you because you're the important one. All right, so the other thing is you're just going to get a Zoom invitation by email and you'll click on it. So very simple. Let me see. Lighting. Overhead lighting is okay, but it's not ideal. The better lights are to have a light that has a stretchable neck that is more at face level. You'll get better lighting that way. Some cameras can work well even if you don't have that. But like this, for example, this is got a stretchable neck, but it's sitting almost at face level anyway, so I can turn it on. And it will. The problem with this is it's going to light up one side of my face, and the other side won't be lit up too well. I also use clamp lights, and I've got a clamp light on this computer desk. Let me go ahead and turn that on and show you what that's like. And so that clamp light lights me up pretty well, and I will be using that for my Zoom meeting. Again, the problem is if I'm sitting this way, it's going to light up one side of my face more than the other. But you can use clamp lights. You can buy them for, I don't know, $7, $10, $15, either at Walmart or a hardware store or by Amazon. Most people have in their house stretchable lamps like this, and those can work. But if you have to, just use overhead lighting. It won't be perfect, it won't be ideal, but it will get the job done. So again, your message is the most important thing, and really, your face is not the most important thing. Now, for those of you that are pretty, I don't want to insult you, but your face is not the most important thing. Your voice is more important than your face. And the reason is it's your story that people are going to want to listen to. They're not going to want to just watch you for 30 minutes and admire how pretty you are. They're going to want to hear your story. So your audio is far more important than your video. By all means, get good video. We don't want it to be so dark and miserable that everybody goes, wow, is that the best he can do? But if it's at least reasonably good, not perfect, but reasonably good, then they'll forget about your face and they'll start paying attention to your voice. And that's why, let me say it again, do not let that camera get up to your fingertips. Get that camera closer than your fingertips, and just be satisfied to get from your head down to about mid-torso, and you will be good. If you can get any lower, that's fine, but do not let this get too far away, because your camera really has a pretty decent recorder to it as long as it stays close to you. So those are the essentials of the Zoom meeting. If there's any other questions you have, by all means, call me, email me, text me, whatever you have to do. But some of it we can resolve when we actually start the meeting. We're not going to be under a time constriction. I'm not going to give myself 30 minutes and then cut you off. So when we get started, if you say, well, what about this or what about that? We can take 5-10 minutes and just talk it through. So there'll be time to work that out. But if you have any big questions beforehand, by all means, shoot me an email or whatever, and we can talk about it. Hopefully I can help you with that. All right, look forward to your video. Look forward to your interview. It's going to be great. And God bless you.